The wedding of the century, a celebration or a show? Was this a celebration of love or a dazzling display of wealth? After months of anticipation, one of the world's most extravagant weddings took place, drawing the attention of millions and sparking debates. Anant Ambani, son of Asia's wealthiest man, married Radhika Merchant, heiress to another billionaire empire. This wasn't just any wedding, but a celebration across continents, amassing some of the world's most influential people and costing hundreds of millions of dollars. But as images and videos from the celebration started going viral on social media, criticism mounted. In this video, we're going to explore the details of the wedding, investigate some of the controversies surrounding it, and find out why this marriage has become a real flashpoint for public argument. The build-up to a 7-month wedding celebration. In days gone by, weddings could indeed last a day, and if one was well connected or had a bit of money, would extend into the weekend for a lot of celebration. But the marriage between Ambani and Merchant bucked that trend, starting 7 months ago and stretching one event into several celebrations around the world. Today, multi-day weddings are a given among the wealthy, but Anant Ambani and Radhika Merchant have pulled off the ultimate big fat Indian wedding in a scale seldom seen, setting an all-new high in ostentation. Anant is the younger son of Mukesh Ambani, and Radhika is the daughter of Viren Merchant. The family members are among the wealthiest and most influential in India. The chairman of Reliance Industries, Mukesh Ambani, is believed to be the richest man in India and the wealthiest in all of Asia, estimated to be worth $237 billion. He is known for larger-than-life family parties, and Mukesh left nothing to chance at the marriage of his youngest son. Much as he did in 2018, he hosted a $100 million wedding for his daughter Isha, held worldwide. Everything was planned down to the T, from lavish Indian wedding rituals to elaborate international celebrations. This marriage was an affirmation of influence, wealth, and commitment to their family's legacy, childhood friends to life partners. Did this love story begin with friendship or fate? Anant and Radhika had known each other since they were kids due to common family friends. It wasn't, however, until a social gathering in 2017 that they realized the vibe between them was more than that of friends. By 2018, their romance was publicly known when Radhika joined Anant for his sister's engagement celebration in Lake Como, Italy. In December 2022, the Ambani and Merchant families declared their engagement in style with an official ceremony at the Ambani residence in Mumbai, reputedly the world's most expensive private home. Of course, it will officially be called a July 2024 wedding, but the truth is that the festivities really began much earlier, setting up an unprecedented several months-long festival of opulence. March 2024, the gala in Gujarat begins. Groom Ambani and bride Merchant kicked off their wedding celebrations in March with a 3-day opulent gala in Jamnagar, Gujarat, which marked the start of the 7-month-long grandiose celebrations. This first gala, attended by some 1,200 dignitary guests, set the pace for what was going to be a record wedding in terms of its scale and opulence. High-profile guests such as Ivanka Trump, Meta's CEO Mark Zuckerberg, and even royalty king and queen of Bhutan each added their international flair to the traditional Indian wedding event. For the guests, a breathtaking spread of 2,500 creations that spoke volumes of the breadth of Indian and international cuisine and the attention to the last detail. Well, if this was not enough, pop sensation Rihanna sprang a surprise, belting out numbers exclusively for the congregation, reportedly for $8 million. A thing few events outside the mega events can boast of. It perfectly combined traditional Indian elements and modern extravagance. May 2024, the European Cruise Celebration. May 2024, the European Cruise Celebration. In May, another over-the-top pre-wedding bash was held, this time on a 5-day European jaunt on the ultra-luxurious Crystal Serenity cruise liner. The 1,200 guests were entertained for days by A-list performers, including the Backstreet Boys, rapper Pitbull, and opera superstar Andrea Bocelli. The cruise included stops at some of Europe's most stunning locales, concluding with a ball in Cannes at a historic French chateau where Katy Perry performed. This European cruise underlined how much the love of travel was to be shared by this couple. It was also a pretty candid show and tell of the family's wealth and influence. July 2024, the wedding to end all weddings. In July, the main wedding event started with a grand Sangeet at Ambani Cultural Centre in Mumbai. Justin Bieber headlined the Sangeet, He reportedly performed for $10 million. Indeed, on the very wedding day itself, Anant arrived with a very traditional procession on horseback, accompanied by a lively parade of dancers and musicians. Radhika didn't lag behind in terms of grandeur, as she made a captivating arrival via a peacock chariot, custom-made for her, gliding down a waterway path. The wedding guest list was quite reflective of the rapport of the couple. Something as but a starting point with former British Prime Ministers Boris Johnson and Tony Blair, to Hollywood superstars like Kim Kardashian and Priyanka Chopra, to wrestling icon John Cena, not to mention scores of Bollywood actors and international billionaires. The sacred ceremony, blessings from India's Prime Minister. Immediately after the wedding functions, a very spiritual and heritage-filled blessing function was held in mid-July, where, aside from close family and friends, even top dignitaries like India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi were part of the guest list. This pious event rounded up all family religious traditions and devotion onto one stage, including the commitment to cultural heritage that the bride and groom, along with both of their families, had. This was surrounded by the cream of India, making the entire ceremony a testament to the family's respect for the centuries-old rituals such as showering rose petals and rice over the couple to invoke prosperity, happiness, and good fortune for their future life together. The Prime Minister participated in the wedding event along with various religious leaders of different backgrounds, all offering their blessings to represent the connection of the couple to the vast cultural heritage of India. Traditional hymns and chants were sung in an ambience that was full of the solemnity of the atmosphere. Therefore, it was both reverent and celebratory. With this star-studded guest list and a setting replete with cultural symbolism, the blessing ceremony played up the balance between tradition and modernity, even with gaudy displays of wealth for which the Ambanis retain a connection to their spiritual roots. A wedding with a $600 million price tag, a wedding tagged with $600 million. The mind-boggling costs that accompanied the Ambani merchant wedding have not gone unobserved, as literally everything else about this marriage was touched with unprecedented grandeur and splendor. Reports estimate that the total cost for this wedding, the sum is to be around $600 million. All of these things, which included a string of lavish pre-wedding events, staged parties internationally, exclusive venues, celebrity performances, and lavish hospitality. Besides making it one of the most expensive weddings ever to have occurred, this figure reflects not only the financial power of both families, but also places the wedding among the most elite and iconic celebrations in the world. Traditional wedding expenses aside, the bride and groom's families spent money on opulent entertainment, most notably performances by world music icons and special guest accommodations for people coming from all around the world. Everything from multi-cuisine gourmet spreads laden with bouquets to elaborate floral arrangements and personalized gifts for their guests was set in place for a grand celebration at this marriage. Many proclaimed that this wedding is one of the most unprecedented on standards of luxury ever seen, akin to royal weddings, and indeed has been included as one of the most diverse displays of wealth and influence on a global level. Ambani merchant wedding. The unprecedented outlay, while greeted by some as a marker of India's rising mettle on the world stage, has also stirred debates about the place of such wealth in a world riddled with sharp social inequities. Controversy and criticism, a divided public reaction. As the videos and photos of the wedding started to flood social media, critiques did too. Many are pointing out the stark contrast between this show of affluence and the grim reality of poverty in India, with millions remaining unable to have their basic needs met. Many said such extravagance was in poor taste. For sure, with such a cost of wedding, pressing social issues would be solved. Others say the Ambani family has consistently given to charitable causes. Indeed, even before the nuptial ceremony, the Ambanis had organized a grand dinner for 51,000 locals from Gujarat. And to make matters more impressive, they had even organized a mass marriage for 50 less fortunate couples, with all arrangements to kickstart their new life. The Ambani family also runs India's biggest charity foundation, which sponsors education and healthcare causes along with other social causes. Still, this cannot put the controversy down about such an extravagance of celebrations by a single family or not. What's next? A post-wedding celebration in London. A wedding fairy tale says rumors haven't yet reached an end. A reception is reportedly being held in London. Although nothing is reported about it, it is thought to be as extravagant as the pre-wedding functions and would leave people both talking about it and condemning it. The legacy of a lavish wedding, wealth, responsibility, and public perception. More than the personal milestone of marrying each other, this marriage has turned into a symbol representing the complexity related to wealth, power, and public responsibility in today's world. While the philanthropic works of the Ambani family allow a glimpse into their commitment to giving back, the wedding spectacle serves to highlight the thin line that divides celebration and extravagance. This debate over marriage never ends. And finally, a great thought is left. Will there be another wedding so grand compared to this one? Or is this it, the pinnacle of the expensive wedding? On that note, thanks for the watch time. Please like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for notifications about our latest uploads. See you all next time.